Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 126 of This Week at Shrouded. I'm your host, Ed Greener, tonight here with Mr. Wrecked. We've probably got another show for you tonight. Other than everyone hating the game, the news is light on Destiny, and the TWID is even lighter. But we will get into what we hate. No, I'm just kidding. We might. But we're going to talk about it, obviously. Some of the stuff's come up. You know, we had Epic Raid recently. Or did we talk about that? I can't remember. When was that?
We did not.
No. Okay. All right. Yeah, that was last Saturday. Okay. Yeah. We're good. All right. I'll talk about Epic Raid, how people liked it, the world's first winners. We'll talk about TWID, a couple small changes coming to Destiny. We've got a bigger patch coming. We talked about that last week, though, because it was in last week's TWID. Yeah, probably some other stuff. So, we get started with the Epic Raid. That was last weekend. It seemed to last a decent amount of time, which is good because people get really mad when they're short. From my experience and my reading and my whatever else I was doing, people seem to, for the most part, enjoy the new mechanics or whatever, or different mechanics, and then of course the new zone. It seemed to have blew people away, like the aesthetics for it. At least the videos I was seeing. I guess I don't know if that has translated past the weekend. And people were pretty happy with the new encounter at the end. So, did you experience the same, have you experienced the same sentiment?
I haven't actually stepped into the Epic Raid because I'm not terribly interested. But I did watch all the coverage. I watched a number of teams that were playing through it, and I have hung out with some folks on the server while they were playing through it. Slightly new mechanics for everything. Good. The boss is completely reworked. Although, it's redoing mechanics from throughout the raid, which is, kind of normal for raids anyway. Like, learn all mechanics. They all kind of come together in the raid, only they kind of literally come together in the final encounter of Epic. Feels like the sentiment about the raid was good up front. Afterwards, the negative Nancy's, the Destiny, the my personality is hating Destiny crowd came out and was like, it's just rehashed mechanics. This isn't cooking. This is bad. But I don't know. All the folks that I've talked to that have actually played with it, or played in it, have pretty good things to say about it. That it's interesting, that it's a good iteration of the raid. If you were going to compare it to like Leviathan and Prestige Leviathan, it has the same kind of kind of vibe between the two, like those two did back in the day. So,
except we got an entirely new encounter at the end of this one, so a little bit different.
You got a new encounter that's mostly made up of doing the other encounters again. Basically what you're doing.
Yeah, but still, it's a new encounter. Like when you do Callus back in the day for Prestige Raid, it's like one extra person gets teleported. Like,
yeah, sure.
That's the difference. Significantly different. So when we heard about the Epic Raids originally a long time ago, we were concerned that they were just going to change the mechanics around and not add any new content. So they did change the mechanics around a little bit, and they added a new encounter. So I think overall we got what we wanted, really, in an Epic Raid. I wasn't expecting any more than that. I was hoping for one new encounter and mechanics changes. So, and I thought I might be disappointed. So that just shows how much faith I have in Bungie sometimes. But I think overall, because we got that I think the epic raid is, it's pretty cool, pretty good. I mean, I have full disclosure, I haven't been in it either, but based on what I wanted from it and I wanted for the community, with standard expectations set. Obviously, everybody could say, I wanted 4 more encounters, but no, that was never going to happen. Then we would have just had another raid. I think this is the best we could really hope for in an extended version of the raid. So. And I did originally attribute it to when we heard about the fact that they were going to do, an epic version of the raid that they were releasing with Edge of Fate. I attributed a little bit to the way World of Warcraft used to release raids. They'd release the raid at the beginning of the expansion, and every couple of weeks they'd add an encounter until you eventually got to the end. Obviously not the same concept, but that's the type of thing that, I took that and kind of ran with it, and that's what I was hoping for, an extra encounter. Now, I don't know if this extra encounter makes sense in the game world, if they explain it lore-wise as to why, the Desert Perpetual now just mysteriously has another boss. That's the type of stuff they would have done in raids back then. I really hope it does, but I don't know.
It does.
It does? All right, cool. See, that makes it a little bit better. I've never been the lore guy, but it feels good when you make changes to a game of service like this, where some story beat actually makes sense for it. And I'll always go back to Final Fantasy XIV, like probably the biggest switch around in the history of gaming, where they released a product. I don't know if anybody knows the story, but Final Fantasy XIV originally released, and it was a dog shit game. Absolutely dog shit. It was terrible. So Square Enix went back to the drawing board and rebuilt the entire game while people were playing dog shit Final Fantasy XIV. And then a year after release, which I don't know how they managed this. They obviously built on the systems that already exist. But a year after release, they had an in-game event that destroyed the planet. And they relaunched Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, where everybody started over. And the game was completely different. And it was good. And that to me was like, that was beautiful. I loved the whole concept. I didn't even play Final Fantasy XIV, but I logged in for the destruction of the world. I thought it was so cool concept. Boom, boom, bang, bang, and then the world, and then there's like a fast forward 5 years later or something, and that's when A Realm Reborn started. So when the in-game mechanics actually, and not mechanics, but in-game lore actually feeds the story forward like that. That's what that's what I'm glad to hear. I know it's not on the same level, but it's an interesting concept for a raid that just magically gets another encounter. If there's actually some information that gives you a reason for it, and not just Destiny or Bungie wanted you to have more content for Ash and Iron.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Watch I get in there and it's like, oh, that sucked. No. But in theory, it sounds good, and I'm happy. So even after this successful, let's take this right into like, even after a successful raid race that not everybody, well, whatever, considered successful, I guess we should shout out, what's the name of Salt's team? Clan? Whatever there? That one?
Elysium?
Yeah, Elysium. Okay, so Elysium took worlds first. Yeah. Congratulations. They must have had a different member, right? Than their last raid team. Didn't one of them get banned though a while ago?
Oh, yeah, yes, that's true. I don't really follow their roster.
Yeah, neither do I. But I just so that's pretty cool to get a new member and then just take the next worlds first. It's pretty neat. So congrats to them.
There was a little drama.
Ooh. Well, we can talk about that before I go into the other stuff.
Your Salt's team One,
Okay.
one of the Bungie raid testers
Ooh, I heard
jumped
about
in
that actually. Yeah.
with Parabellum
Uh-huh.
and was telling them how to run the raid before contest was over. So he definitely influenced placements. Turns
Where
out
did
he's no longer working at Bungie anymore. I came down a couple days ago. Now, it could be that his contract just ran out, or it could be that Bungie fired him. We don't know.
Who's Parabellum?
It's another team that's
No,
always
but
doing the raid.
would I recognize any of the names?
Probably.
You want to elaborate on what they are?
No, because I don't.
Okay.
Again,
let me look it up. I want to see who these shitballs are that allowed this to happen. Parabellum, Destiny 2 clan. I guess. Oh, they're the ones that got world's first Salvation's Edge?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I don't know any other individual names though.
Okay, so that's a pretty big names. Oh my god, why is this so hard to find? Just
It's just there
people.
are folks that I think only really stream the raids or stream doing like low man stuff. Which is not anybody I follow. It's not Destiny content that I enjoy watching.
Okay, either way. So the team that well, that makes you wonder. You know,
Whether or not they had help in the past.
whether or not they had help from Salvation's Edge.
I mean, no way to know, really.
No,
I mean, this person did it right on stream, like jumped right in on stream after Salt's team, after Elysium finished. So
maybe they were just made a mistake and didn't mute his mic for the stream.
I mean, it's possible. Possible. Supposedly, the contract that the NDA that they were under for giving out information ended the moment supposed to have ended the moment World's First was decided. But while there's still placements going on,
Yeah,
that seems kind of weird.
that's sketch because like even the top 100 people go the top 100 like raid finishes it's a big thing for people typically, especially top 10. So like if you really want to dig into it, top 10 is going to be huge. I think top 100 is big for everybody. I remember when Grim got like 33, he was pretty happy.
We did have a team in Souls get it done.
Get a full, I saw a full contest mode completion. Yeah. That sucks. And they suck for allowing that. They know they're part of that community. They know that that's not kosher. Like that's wild. Anyway, it wouldn't matter for me. Every team I've ever been on, if we figure out the mechanics, we still can't beat the raids. So we would have been there. Shout out to my Root of Nightmares Day 1 team. Let's go. We did complete it all on our own, no cheats, in 13 hours and 59 minutes. But that is the only world's first, other than, of course, the dungeons. The dungeons are a little bit easier than the raids. Anyway, knowing the mechanics wouldn't help me out at all. Was what I'm trying to get at. Anyway, so what I was rotating into earlier before we talked about Elysium and their win. So I guess I'll shout out. So Assault, Agreppo, TWAS, Vendetta, Vile Fate, OG, and Jiffy. I don't know how to pronounce it. If only we got Crota. Were you in my day one Crota team, Tacos? I don't even remember the people on that one. Yeah? Okay. Sorry, I'm talking to chat. I shouldn't do that. I remember Episode being in my day one King's Fall, and I damn near strangled the motherfucker. Good lord. Anyway, let's move on. So I wanted to get to, we had a pretty good reception, I think, in most cases, at least content creator wise and just general community wise, that the Epic Raid was, it was good enough. It was different enough that it was successful. And it was a good race. It wasn't super fast. It wasn't 10 minutes, or 2 hours like Ron. Well, I guess Ron. Wait, what was Ron? It wasn't very long. 3 or 4 hours, maybe, max.
Yeah, it's 4 hours, I think.
Okay. And then right into the community just hating the game again. And like really strongly this week. Like that's all I've been seeing anywhere is hate. I'm not saying it's not founded. I'm just saying it seemed to come really strong over the last week and a little bit leading up to the Epic Raid. Lots of content creators talking about, they're done until fuck, I almost call it Rebels. What's it called?
Renegades.
Renegades. Done until Renegades. Done in Trials. Which is dumb. You're a trial streamer. What are you going to stream now?
Jake's going to stream Variety. Been doing all right with Variety.
Has he? All right. Mm-hmm. Well, good on him, I guess. Or just done until Renegades, or done completely. All like, how did we get here? YouTube videos, the end of an era YouTube videos, everything. And then there was the meme going around where people were posting, I miss this time in Destiny. I think that started as serious, but then it moved into like Curse of Osiris and shit. And there's no way anybody misses Curse of Osiris. It's been just a shit ton of negativity, and then even some creators talking about the fact that they'd never leave the game. Well, the game will never push them out of it before the community will. So a lot of people looking negatively upon the Destiny community, and while I agree with the overwhelming negativity in the Destiny community, I do think that's a gaming problem. We see a lot of the Destiny negativity because we're involved in the Destiny architecture, I guess. We're in that world. We're in the Destiny echo chamber. Like, that's the stuff that pops up in our feeds. I assure you, there's a lot of games that have very negative community members that appear to be louder than everybody else. And Destiny's no different. But this week it did seem to take a turn for the worst. It's just
the content creator du jour right now. Content creation du jour right now is posting videos about the negativity of the community. All the big content creators are either put a video out about that this week, or are in the process of putting one out right now. Everybody is, because some of the negative elements in the Destiny community, in particular, on social media, are just getting a little bit too far out there. A lot of them will say, "Listen, I've played this game for 8 years. I have a right to talk about how I feel about the game in its current state." And I don't disagree with that.
No.
That said, I have a right to call you a shitbag virgin loser when your negative feedback is just going into people's streams who are enjoying the game, or going into their videos, they're enjoying the game, or just posting about just regular non-content creators are posting things online about things they're still enjoying in the game, and you going in there and your feedback is, you're a Destiny shill, you're a loser, you only care because some reason not related to game, whatever, or just calling people names, going in there with Bungie meat writer. Like, come on. If you want to have negative feedback, great. Give actual negative feedback about either the content you're watching or the game that you're talking about. But this, like, just going in there and just being a douchebag because you're mad, all right, and your whole identity is apparently wrapped up in Destiny, bro. Now, this is going to draw things like, look at this guy defending the multi-billion-dollar company. It's such fucking low-hanging fruit of a meme. That's such a non-argument. That's such an argument for a person who can't make a fucking argument. It just shows how fucking stupid you are. You know, if you've got a problem with the game, speak about what your problems are with the game. It's not hard. But just going in there and attacking people without addressing the actual arguments is dumb and a waste of time. And it's a sign that you're just fucking terminally online and depressed and don't have anything better to do with your life. So, you know, I don't know what to say about it. Guys are fucking losers, a bunch of them. Big incel energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's absolutely. And I think, you know, that speaks droves about the gaming community. That's always the energy they seem to provide is incel energy. I don't get it. I don't understand. It's always the same group of people screams. Anyway, and Destiny has been particularly bad. I don't want to anyone to take what I said earlier and trying to protect or cushion the blow to the Destiny 2 community is not terrible. What I wanted to say was, you know, I think the entire gaming community can be full of terrible people, and it's not an isolated incident. But we're involved with Destiny, and that's what we're seeing, and it's bad. Like, it could be really bad. And some of the stuff that really bothers me is like when it's a perfect example when DMG is like asking for feedback on a specific thing, and then people just start spouting out other random nonsense in a tweet. I don't know why that bothers me so much. It's like, it's not what he's looking for right now. He wanted to know if you like the color green. Like, why are you talking about raid tokens? Or who gives a shit? Like, I don't know why that bothers me too. That's not as bad as, you know, people going in and just ruin everyone's fun, because people do that. They'll absolutely go into a stream, somebody's just playing Destiny, having fun, and they'll just be like, "Why are you playing this shit game, you fucking loser?" Stuff like that. It's just like, oh my god. It's like, well, I happen to like it. I happen to enjoy it. I was telling Rec before we went live, sometimes I'd hate for one of our episodes to go viral, because, you know, we go back and forth, Rec and I, frequently on, you know, he's more involved in the, you know, the mechanics and the stats of the games, so he can really do a deep dive on what the problems are. So he tends to be, you know, he comes with a lot more constructive negativism, I guess, if that's the way you want to word it. And I'm usually a lot more positive on the game because, you know, I play it more casually, so I don't see all these little nuances that would really drive somebody nuts. That's a hardcore Destiny player. I fear that if one of these videos ever went viral, I would just be attacked online by this community because they hate people that enjoy the game. I just see something in chat I find amusing. I got a notification that I got a sub. I never watched your channel. Question mark. I don't in real life. It happens sometimes. We get a lot of gifted subs on this channel, and I guess Twitch is just looking for people to give them to. But anyway, welcome to the stream. Welcome to Shrouded Gaming. We're talking about Destiny right now, and how toxic the community is. Anyway, so what a community.
It literally takes zero effort to not go in there and shit on people.
Yeah, you want to be constructive about the game. Like, first off, you know, going into a streamer's channel and being a dickhead is zero constructivity. If you're like me, being negative about the game shows what I want for it to change. Like, nobody in the development team is watching that. What are you doing there? And I assure you, if you're being an asshole when giving your opinion to even a dev or a DMG or anybody that actually wants to hear you, the information that you're providing becomes useless because nobody will take you seriously.
That's right.
So you're absolutely just screaming into a void when you're doing that. If you give legitimate concerns in a constructive manner without being a fucking asshole, you're gonna have 1,000,000% higher probability of somebody actually hearing you and listening to your opinion. And I don't know what to
feel
tell you.
like I feel like a lot of these guys that come in and just start dropping non-constructive negativity, bro, they're fucking black-pilled, perpetually depressed, fucking living in a room in their parents' house, fucking room looking like Asmongold streaming setup. Just fucking miserable people. That just they're not going to be happy no matter what comes out. Ultimately, right? That's what I think. I think they're kind of folks that they have a need to feed into that negative energy that they encounter online for whatever reason.
I sometimes think they don't even hate the game. I think they sit at home, play it, and they love it. But it's so built into their online persona that they have to hate it. That they just go in and hate it.
I mean,
I don't get why.
If you hate it, then just don't play it. Like, listen, my gaming,
That's
my
what I mean.
Destiny gaming this week has been exclusively Crucible because I still enjoy playing Crucible and Destiny. I haven't done any raiding. I haven't played any ops that weren't Crucible ops, because I don't find that stuff enjoyable right now, and I don't like the way the portal works. So I stopped bothering trying to get myself to 550 power, and just let it happen. But I don't enjoy raiding, so I don't raid. I don't enjoy solo ops, so I don't play solo ops. I don't enjoy fucking pinnacle ops, so I don't play those. I don't enjoy conquests, and I don't really care about the associated title, so why bother? Um, I'm sure there's some loot in there that I could get from like the raids or whatever, but if the loot that I'd get from the raids, I primarily will use farming the raids or farming the other ops. So it doesn't matter if I go play that stuff right now. You know what I mean? Now when the exotic mission drops, I'll probably play a bunch of that.
Yeah.
Um,
Next week, chat.
at least at first. But until then, it's just going to be a little bit of PvP here and there, and then other games.
Yeah, that's fair. And I gotta ask too. Like, I actually posted a tweet on a Paul Tassi tweet. And there's nothing wrong with the tweet or anything. He put out a video saying the problem is the portal. I never watched the video. That's just a subtitle on there. And I tweeted because I'm honestly starting to think that this is exactly what I wrote. I said I'm just starting to think I like Destiny for completely different reasons than everyone else, because I love the portal. I love the weekly event track. Including the daily and weekly bounty system that pushes you up the event track. I love the event home for the new events. I always feel like I'm constantly being rewarded with leveling those up. I like that I can get powerful and pinnacle rewards for doing all of the stuff in the portal rather than marking off the little gold circles that used to be on the destination map. So I can just do whatever I want instead of doing specific activities. And I just said, like, am I out of touch? Because I don't, like, everybody that's complaining about Destiny right now is complaining about the portal.
The portal itself,
yeah,
the presentation of the things you can do in order to get your rewards, that by itself is fine. It's good. It's helpful. It's easy to navigate. It's easy to apply modifiers where you want to apply them. It's easy to see what your drops are going to be. It's easy to see what you can expect for your power increase. And the problems with the portal is everything else that's involved in it. The amount of content that's in the portal is a problem. The amount of content that's in the game that isn't in the portal specifically is a problem. The fact that there's not very much differentiation in loot between the playlists that are available, that's a problem. Like there needs to be a bigger variety of loot across the different types of ops to make it worthwhile. The fact that Crucible ops and Fireteam ops share a bunch of drops is dumb. It shouldn't happen.
I do agree with we're having a drop problem right now because only so many weapons are in the tiered system. They should have. They should have. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, yeah. No, I get that. That's fair. I don't think of that as a portal issue, though. I think of that as a Bungie didn't make enough tiered weapon issue. Like I don't think of that as like portal.
It all gets wrapped in because the portal is the only thing you can play in order to increase your power level. So, and then the amount of power you get for the various activities, the amount of the number of drops you're getting, the variety of drops you're getting, and the power of those drops, how you have to go about getting them is also not great. You know, so like the presentation itself, some people don't like the whole kind of like mobile game aesthetic that it kind of has. I don't really care. I think it's easy to navigate, which is the point. But it's all the other stuff that's bolted onto the system, like power not mattering. Like I know we're making a change where they're enforcing deltas, but prior to that, like you can play through the entire portal using all the same modifiers basically the entire way through, and the difficulty never changes, right? You're playing the game all the time. Now, is that a Bungie problem or a player problem, right? Players looking for the most efficient way to do things. Well, you have to know that some players are going to do that in a game like this. It's just going to be what it's going to be. But putting these deltas on there that's going to actually make your power work against you also doesn't feel good, right? And part of that is because of marketing. Like power level, like the word power level, what we're using to describe our gear score effectively. He's eating a lighter, folks. All right. Why? I don't know. Having your gear score be called a power level implies that you're getting more powerful. And so that should mean that as that number goes higher, you should theoretically feel more powerful when you're playing the game. But you don't, right? It's exactly the opposite right now. Had they marketed that or called that, had they marketed or called that as something different, then it probably wouldn't have mattered as much. But people want to be able to like over level some stuff and be able to complete it and still have it be worthwhile for them to do. Now, if you were to over level some stuff to go farm for some rolls, and you knew they weren't going to drop as a power increase, they were going to drop as at level at best, that would be fine. The problem is when you go and over level things to get certain rolls of stuff, you're getting lower tier loot. So if you want to get the best loot, you have to at least go to a particular power delta to make it happen once the changes land. But also to bring that gear up to an appropriate level for you to continue to do the stuff that actually increases your power costs so much of these resources, that these unstable cores that they give you. That's also bad. Now, people are going to say you can carry almost 1 million of them, 999,000 of them. Well, to move something from 200 to 550 or near 550 costs around 30,000 cores. It's a lot. It's not a small amount. Even if you're maxed out, you're not infusing a tremendous amount of gear to get it up to where you can use it and stuff that's at level. You wanted to use it on a conquest. And that's a problem. So the problem with the portal isn't the portal itself. It's all the stuff around the portal that goes into the portal and the gear progression, loot chase gear progression, and all of that shit feels bad. All of it feels bad. Once you've gone through it long enough to realize that you're on a hamster wheel that doesn't really change. You never feel.
It's always been a hamster wheel, though. I don't understand why people so much matter at it now.
It used to be in the hamster wheel, you could overlevel things. Like, I want to go solo a dungeon. Okay.
Well, shit, we haven't been able to do that since Lightfall, though.
I am going to go grind my ass off to get my power up so I can be overpowered for the dungeon to make it feel better, to make it easier, to make myself feel more powerful in that, and
Yeah.
not feel like it's such a hard thing to do to get in there and do a solo flawless.
Oh, I'm on board with that 100%. I've been complaining that like I said, complaining about that since Lightfall. The one of the worst things that game developers have ever instituted in the games is in a single solar or just single player game where all the enemies scale with you. Such a dog shit system. I hate that. Like I can go to the end of the game right at the beginning and still struggle if I play 200 hours and grind my level up and go there and you still struggle. It's the worst. It's absolute worst system. And then Lightfall, there people, they wrapped up this in a package that people said the game was too easy, and now they're introducing power deltas. And then we get to the portal and Edge of Fate, and it's like you you don't even need to play at those high levels anymore. I don't know. Did dungeons and raids still have power deltas? They did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But at least the stuff in the portal, I loved the stuff in the portal being like I'd go in there and I would just beat the shit out of everything. I felt good. I felt strong. I liked it. So I don't like that they're introducing the power deltas into the portal myself. It's just maybe that's casual gamer talking. I liked being able to be strong and just absolutely demolish anything I wanted to. In there, go in there and solo and one punch someone in the face and watch their head explode. I'd love to have that back for dungeons. Like I haven't solo flawless a dungeon since that went away. Like I've noticed I haven't done a master raid. I haven't done a master dungeon. Other than Pantheon, it's the only thing that I did with extreme power deltas, and then maybe some day one raids. That's it. And those are fun, once in a while. I don't want to go into a -30 Kingsfall when it's master over and over and over and over and over again. I want to power level and beat the shit out of everything in there and get my harrowed loot. I mean, I don't care about harrowed loot anymore, but I did at one point.
I wouldn't have a problem if getting tier 5 loot or getting higher tier loot than what your power suggested was
Required a
possible
delta?
if you were required to put a delta to add delta to your encounters. That would be fine. The other problem they also have though is that once you get past level 400, once you get into the 500, there's actually not a reason. There's no reason to do that level activity, because in the 400, and once you hit 450, once you hit 400, you start to see tier 5s. Once you hit 450, pretty much all you see are tier 5s.
Okay.
So there's no reason to go into the final tier. Like they didn't put any loot in the 500 plus tier that's any different than the stuff that came before it. So that's another problem. Like it's one of the half-baked situations. Like there should have been something in there, whether it's a tier 6 or like cosmetics that could be applied to your gear that was only available by doing that stuff, right? But there needs to be something else up there. It can't be like exclusive, like actual gear that you can only get there. It needs to be things that are like prestige things. They need to be things that you can put on your character to show like, look at me, I'm doing shit at -65 because I can and you can't, so you suck. Look at my shiny glow on this armor or this ornament or whatever, right? They need those things. It needs to be something other than an emblem. It needs to be something other players don't have a choice but to see when they encounter you in the tower.
Yeah, I like that.
So I mean, there needs to be an incentive to go do that stuff if they're gonna do all this power delta stuff on top of it all.
If there's
right?
if there's no incentive to go from 450 to 550, like you said, you just start seeing tier 5s all the time. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you said tier 6. It doesn't have to be a tier 6, but a tier 6 could be something simple too, right? Tier 6 is exactly the same, enhanced shit or whatever, but every stat has one extra. Something. Like, that wouldn't be that hard to make, I don't think.
Even if it was something like,
that would be enough to get people excited, I think.
you know how we used to have in older seasons, not recently, but in the seasonal model, we used to have, like, if you think back to Season with the Sundial, what was that season?
Dawn.
Season of Dawn. Some of the guns had alternative skins. Some of the legendary weapons had alternative skins, right? Season of the Worthy had them as well.
Okay.
Having some of
That would work
stuff,
too.
having skins available for every piece of gear in the portal, whether it's a Pinnacle drop, a Crucible op, or a Fireteam op drop, having unique skins that were available for all of them, even if they're rare drops. Having armor ornaments that were just, even if it was only like one per character per 6-month block of content.
It's something.
That's of the same quality as an Eververse set. That would be enough, because that's that's 5 pieces, that's 15 pieces across 3 characters. And if it's not a guaranteed drop, it's something you have to grind for. All right, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
But they gotta put stuff like that in there to make it worthwhile to do your grinding in that power delta. Because right now, with the rules they have set forward, there's no reason to go past 470. Like, you're hurting yourself if you go past 470.
Yeah, people will do it because big number make brain happy.
Well, yeah. But these are the problems with the portal. The portal itself, like the presentation, the UI, and how you navigate to things is fine. Listen, I know there's a lot of destinations stands out there who want the world map back, but
I don't care.
It doesn't really matter to me. There's some immersion that you lose not having it, and the fact that there's no reason to ever go to a patrol zone right now is sad. But the interface itself is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. You can't convince me otherwise.
I have no problem with the interface, and I like a lot of stuff about it. I didn't I didn't understand a lot of when people were like, I just hate the portal, because I don't watch their videos. I don't give a fuck about people's videos. The way you explain it a little bit more to me is like when there's these little things that just tie into the portal. That it's not the fact that the whole entire concept of the portal is trash. It's there is certain things that make it bad. At the end of the day,
all the stuff that interfaces with the game that is actually the game.
Yeah,
that's the problem. That's the problem.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. No, I think that would be really cool. Yeah. Something past a certain amount, and then you can get this stuff. But people still complain about how lengthy the grind is. You think they're going to drop it for Renegades? Because the concept is to go back to 200 for Renegades and then start all over again, right? That was the original plan. Whether or not,
I feel like
you think they're going to cave,
if they don't walk back it to a certain level, whether that is not going all the way back to 200, or at the very least cutting down the cost of the cores, it's going to be enough of a reason for more people to leave the game.
I mean, they have already increased the speed in which it takes to level from 200 to, say, 450 once the reset happens, but I don't know if it's enough to get the people that are really angry about it. And I always thought that was kind of amusing. I don't know. I don't get people that need the stuff right away. Maybe it's because the grind is boring. I get it, but the grind's boring because you're doing it in the most efficient way possible. Stop doing it in the most efficient way possible and just have fun. But you can't tell people that. I understand that. It's just, that's how I feel. It's like, man, you don't need to grind the same thing over and over again if you don't want to. You don't need to be 450 tomorrow. You can wait a couple weeks. It's not that big a deal. And maybe people will care a little bit less now that they've already got all their tier 5 armor and weapons. They might be like, okay, I don't need more tier 5 stuff this week.
I mean, listen, it's all just the half-bakedness of this release that is hurting Bungie. Like,
yeah,
GMG has said a couple of times that he wants to build momentum, and unfortunately, they have built momentum, but it's the wrong momentum they've built. They've built some pretty negative momentum, and it's not just like, glitches or bugs or whatever. Yeah, that stuff's bad, and it's gotten a lot worse since they downsized their staff. But the negative momentum is mostly about the systems. It's not. It's mostly about the systems and the content. It's not about any of that other stuff. And if they could just correct it, I think things would be a lot better. They could if they would just address some of these things, and make sure players are actually being rewarded for their time without fucking with them too much. You know, we could really go somewhere, even if they didn't throw like a whole ton of new content into the portal all at once. Like, if they just got the rewards and progression sorted out in a way that felt good, to interact with the system, even if people were still like going to the lowest common denominator to do things the most efficiently, as long as that system felt like it was fair for everybody,
Yeah.
I think a lot of the complaining would go away. They are making some good strides with the amount of power they're giving you at the lower ranks, at the lower light levels, lower power levels. I think that's good. They just need to make it worthwhile on the upper end, because if I were somebody that had held off on grinding, like, I wouldn't be super hype about grinding up to 500 right now. Like, I'd be looking at what their plans are and I'd be like, I ain't got time for this. I'm gonna go play Borderlands. Because if I go kill a boss in Borderlands, he's gonna drop like 47 things on the ground, you know, and that feels good. Even if most of that shit is garbage, it still feels good.
They should actually really learn from a bit of Borderlands, like specifically, like right now in Borderlands 4, there's bosses that you can just do over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It takes like 2 seconds to do them. They drop these mythic weapons. You don't even need to pick them up. You just go hit the button and redo it, and then you get 10 minutes of farming. You get there. There's literally 600 guns on the ground, and then you just brain dopamine flying. You'll delete most of it. You'll sell 90% of it. You do the same thing in Destiny. I get it, but it doesn't matter. You know how awesome it would be to do 10 minutes of work, and then those little squares in Destiny that pop up when your loot comes, there's 150 of them. That would blow people's brain sockets right out of their skull, because Destiny is incredibly cheap with its loot. You don't have to give good loot every time. Like, don't be scared to give loot. Destiny, give 100 loot and code it so 98 of them are going to be dog shit. I don't fucking care. Like, it still feels good when you get it all and you go through it, especially with the cost of the cores right now. There would be there'd be even more of a reason to do that, because you'd be dismantling it. You get all those unstable cores. You wouldn't be worried about running out of cores all the time. It's like, just drop more loot. Like, it's a looter shooter. Drop more loot. Drop more loot. Drop more loot.
Shall we get in the TWID?
Even the Division does it. Yeah, in a sec. Like, you shoot a random guy on the side of the street. He drops a cosmetic or a gun or a pistol or something. And I know you get engrams from enemies sometimes, but it's like 1 in 100, 1 in 150. It's probably even less than that. But it's like 1 in 3 in the Division, or 1 in 5, or 1 in 6. They're always dropping shit all over the place. Like, and most of it sucks. Whatever, dismantle, sell, it doesn't matter. Just drop more loot. I think that would help too. You imagine you went into the portal and it was like, here's +2 gear, but it drops 12. Would that you'd click that? You'd click that right away. You'd be like, yeah, let's play that. Let's go. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to get people excited for shit. Stop being so fucking stingy. Anyway, all right, yep. TWID. TWID's pretty short, chat. But we'll get into it a little bit. Storage sucks in Destiny for that. You don't need to store all that stuff, though. That's the thing. In those games, you get used to all that stuff being bad. Storage sucks in the Division, I assure you. You don't have that many slots. Borderlands, you only start with like 20. You got to buy them. and then you get more and more and more, but it caps out. It's not even close to 600. You get used to get ridding stuff, going through, seeing what's good, deleting it, having money, da-da-da-da-da. Destiny has way more than both of those games.
I want Destiny to throw so much loot at me that they have to implement a loot filter that automatically dismantles things that don't match my loot filter.
Yeah, there you go. That would be a good example too. Anyway, right? So drop all that stuff. Yeah, people love loot. They love loot. Just drop loot. All right. Drop more currency items too. Like that can be part of the loot. You see that stuff going by, ting 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 ting. That works too. It doesn't have to be guns. It doesn't have to be armor. Give me the glimmer. Give me the cores. Give me the unstable cores. Give me the golden golf balls. Give me the things. Give me the things. Give me the armor. 12 pieces of tier 4 armor. I want 18 guns. Like I'll go through all that shit and delete what I need and what I don't need. And you guarantee I'd do that activity every fucking time if it was dropping that much loot. Anyway. Point is, it's a looter shooter. People want loot. Drop more loot. It doesn't need to be the powerful loot. It doesn't need to increase... It doesn't need to artificially decrease my grind time for max level. If you really want to keep that in place, you can still drop more loot. It doesn't hurt. You think it's going to stop people from grinding? No, it's not. In fact, I bet people would grind more if they were getting more loot. Because they would go for even more stuff. Because they feel like they have a better chance of getting it. Anyway. People like loot. Drop loot. Okay, what was I looking at? Okay, alright, Twid. Sorry, I gotta mention till it breaks because Bungie, and it just deletes only the stuff that you want. Or it just deletes everything. The filter forgets what it does, and just like everything you pick up
on
gets
your loot
deleted.
filter, it just automatically deletes everything in your vault. Goodbye. Sorry, we can't recover that for you. Yeah.
That would be a disaster. All right. Okay, Twid. Okay, so we're talking about some Arms Week next week for shotguns. They got some,
Wait. Arms Week returns. Shotguns? More like shot funds. Ha! I hope the guy who wrote this was cringing. Like physically cringing when he did it. I hope he wasn't just smiling to himself and thinking to himself, this is fucking gold that I'm writing right now. Or whatever, I
bet he was like, hey guys, look at this. Look at that. That's exactly what happened. And he was proud of himself.
I mean, or he was proud of ChatGPT or Copilot, one of the two.
I don't know if ChatGPT is clever enough to make a pun like that. Maybe it is.
I think if a corny enough writer's been interacting with it, probably on his conversations, it would.
There's not enough dashes in this for it to be ChatGPT, though. Unless they went in and purposely deleted them all. ChatGPT uses dashes instead of commas. That's why it's easy to tell.
Okay.
It does. Yeah, all the time. Look through it if you're looking at it. This will be like, there should be a comma there. It's a dash.
Can't you just prompt it to not use hyphens?
You can tell it that, but by default, it uses a ton of dashes. Or hyphens. Whatever you want to call them. Yeah. Uses them places that don't make sense, too. Anyway, go through all my announcements over the last 10 years. No, after the last 2 years. You'll see all the dashes, and you'll be like, oh, okay. And you'll see the ones that aren't dashes, that where everything's spelt wrong. You'll be like, that makes sense. All right, Arms Week, shotguns. We got some modifiers. The unstable shells, landing precision hits, or most of the pellets spread will attach a delayed explosive to the target. That's cool. Legal trigger. Every shell fired increases a rate of fire for a short time. Magazine size and reserves are increased beyond their normal limits. Cool. Final blows create a wave of energy behind the target. That all sounds fun. I like all those.
None of these will be overly abusive in PvP for sure.
Well, I wouldn't really care about illegal trigger, but aftershock might suck. I don't imagine unstable shells would be much of an issue, though.
Depends on how much damage the delayed explosive causes into how big of an area.
I suppose, yeah, potentially. Yeah. All right. There's some small weapon changes on here. First one is about special ammo. While it says, while the special ammo meter system allows you to heavily invest in it and obtain sufficient uptime, players who don't invest are struggling to earn even a minimal amount of ammo. I actually agree with that. We want to make sure to not increase the amount of ammo available at the high end while bringing the low end up and making it more reasonable to run a special weapon even without heavy investment. It's funny to mention that because it was a few weeks ago now. I was playing Trials, but like I would start off with a sniper rifle, and then that's the first thing I would do is try to go get a pick in round one. And then I would switch my sniper rifle off because it would take me so long to get another bullet.
Yeah, you have to want to put ammo finders for the gun or ammo generation mods for your primary, because putting the ammo generation mod for your primary, putting that in your armor for your primary increases the amount of meter you're getting every time you get a kill with that primary for your special.
Yeah, and it wasn't too bad when I did really well too. But if I'm doing like mediocre, like it'd be nice to get, at least one round or one bullet every 2 rounds or something. Like, but it's just it's not. Back in the day, you'd get one, right at the beginning of the round at least minimum. That always felt nice. But I know a lot of people, I don't know, didn't like that. I guess someone didn't like it over at Bungie. At least for sure, and got rid of it. So anyway, it is what it is. And to get the when they're special like on the wall, you have to wait for like 30 seconds into the round. Usually the round's over by then. At least most cases where I play Trials, the round's over pretty quickly. And then if you, it disappears when the round ends, which used to it would annoy me because I would run on, like I'd win a round, and before I knew that I'd run to the nearest ammo block and it would be gone, like it would disappear, and I'm like, fucking game, it's like it doesn't want me to have, it doesn't want me to have one more sniper shot. I didn't like it. This will help a little bit though. Yeah, anyway, increase the special ammo meter gains at no/low investment for primary ammo weapon final blows by 33%. So we'll see if it makes a difference. Adaptive hand cannon changes, increasing range from 36 to 46, increasing handling
for finite impactor in particular.
Oh, specifically, yeah, it is. Okay, all right. And that's the Iron Banner one, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the Iron Banner one that was the most dog shit 140 in the game. Now it'll be okay.
Yeah, it'll be a little better now. Yeah. Anyway, increase range by 10, handling by 10, and reload speed by 10. So we'll see.
These are all good. Kind of makes me wish I'd kept a couple of them, but it'll be back around next time Iron Banner shows up. So, fine.
Yep. So spread shot, they've got a whole bunch of reasoning to why they did this. I don't care. They increased bonus damage versus combatants from 8% to 15%, and then reduced range by 5%, increased spread by 10, increased recoil by 25%, reduced handling by 10%. So to me, this reads they want to tone it down a little bit more, making all of those changes below the increased damage. Makes obviously the jump from 8 to 15 less than it sounds. It evens it out, and at the end of the day, probably makes it just a little bit weaker than it is now. They're trying to find a nice way to offset it without just dropping the damage.
It doesn't really change anything for PvP, which is why they're making these changes to begin with.
Yeah.
It's not going to stop the shotgun hand cannon hit plus a melee to finish somebody off, which is biggest abuse for them. But I don't think this is really going to move the needle too much. I'll have to wait and see, but I don't think it's going to move the needle too much on their usage in PvP.
Well, it seems that they recognize what they did already wasn't enough. They're trying a bit more. If it's not enough, they'll likely do a little bit more until they feel like it's right. And then the heavy burst sidearms, they're getting a little bit of a nerf. Not a whole lot, but body shot damage from 33 to 31. I'm sure that's going to put an extra bullet somewhere. And then reducing a critical hit damage from 52.8 to 49.6.
Yeah, this is specifically because of forgiveness, the sidearm forgiveness from Iron Banner or from Trials.
Yeah, I use that a lot. I didn't think it was that good.
It's good,
but I'm just
it
bad.
Is very good. Probably the best PvP sidearm in the game.
Okay, I did have a fun time with it when I was using it. I was using it along with the kinetic hand cannon shotgun, whatever it's called.
Arius neutralizer.
Sure. One week along with Hunter Slide Murder. I don't know what it's called. Tempest Strike?
Yes, Tempest Strike.
Yeah, okay. And that exotic that makes Tempest Strike stronger. Yeah, I had a fun time that weekend. Just smashing everybody. But then the knives were there that weekend too, and nobody was complaining about what I was doing. They were all complaining about the knives, and I'm like, shit, this feels really strong too. Why isn't anyone complaining about this?
Don't worry, they'll get around to it eventually.
I felt like I did really good at the time. I was like, and I could dodge the knives pretty good. I don't know. I didn't die to a lot of knives, but I sure as hell killed a lot of people with Tempest Strike. Anyway, doesn't matter. All right, next we got our new exotic mission launching on Tuesday. They changed the name to Heliostat.
Thank goodness. Because Warmind Heist or whatever, not good. Real bad. Chat GTP humped the bed on that name.
Yeah, it did. All right, Heliostat. Here, I'm just going to read what it says. Launching October 7th, Return of the Plaguelands to finish what Maya began with her daring heist on the Vanguard Vault. The conductor seeks to expand the reach of her Echo using abandoned Warsat technology, storm the Golden Age facility alongside psionic allies to ruin Maya's plans, and claim the Wolfsbane exotic axe as your own. The new exotic axe is the first of its kind and a homage to times past. Reap restorative Quicksilver nanites when hitting and killing targets. These nanites fly to the wielder, attaching to the axe and reconstructing the blade to something even greater. Once enough nanites have accrued, hold reload to overclock the blade, increasing its damage output and transforming the heavy attack into a swarming, flying Quicksilver Swarm NATO.
You can bet your ass that this will have once you clear and get it, there will be an unlock in the Bungie store or in the not Bungie store in the Eververse store that will be a Siva version of the axe, 100%. And if Bungie doesn't release a Siva ornament for this axe, they are just leaving money in people's wallets.
Yes, they are. You know what would be really cool is if you could earn that by grinding in-game.
Yes, that would be cool. This is Bungie we're talking about.
I know. But you were just talking earlier about reasons to grind from 470 to 5. I'm not saying this axe ornament would be one of them, but it's that concept. Concept. Yep. Put things in the game for people to work towards rather than making this exotic axe. It's probably super easy to get. The quest probably isn't that big. But then, if Bungie wanted us to play the quest 10 times to get the Siva ornament, that would suck. But, I mean,
point is. We could grind for it if we wanted
It's
to.
not going to be hard to get because you have to run it the first time on base difficulty, which is the
normal.
low difficulty, right?
Yep.
Doesn't matter what power level you are, and you don't get to start adding modifiers until after that. I'm sure some of the intrinsics and catalysts or whatever are going to be locked behind doing.
Oh yeah, doing it again and
certain
again and
different-
again and
certain
again.
different
And
levels
maybe
of
they could
whatever.
just have the Siva ornament locked behind the hardest difficulty. That'd be fun. Nothing wrong with that. You can do what they do on the event path, really. They've been doing that for a while. You could get the Griffin Sparrow by playing heavy metal, or you could just pay for it. Do that. Put it in Eververse if you want, or let people grind for it. Just saying. It doesn't only have to be Eververse. You might not make enough money, but I'm sure you'll make a few people happier.
Yeah.
And if you can't do that, then fucking make 2 really cool ones. Put one in Eververse and put one on an event track to grind towards. Not that hard. Good lord, you got 800 employees. You can make 2 axes. Jesus. Alright. Yeah, anyway, and then there's talk here about the first run being normal and then power levels fixing for your fire team. I don't care about any of that shit. You gotta play it at normal first. Alright, and then you can go do cool shit afterwards. If you help somebody that hasn't played it yet, you get capped, I think, at tier 1 rewards. Right? That's what it says?
Your rewards are capped down.
Yeah. You get capped downwards. But if you're just playing with people that are higher, they're back up. Or just playing with yourself. So. But it doesn't sound like your power probably won't be capped then, right? So you'll be able to just smash your way through it.
I mean, the any power deltas are going to be, whatever is in the activity, whatever the power level is of the activity. I don't think it really exists for the lower level, but
yeah, we'll see. Okay, then the world first thing, we talked about that already. There's some weird new soundtrack available. I don't care because it doesn't give you a bonus emblem, so I'm not buying any of them.
Okay.
I bought.
This is all the old music, like all the original music from Destiny 2, from past seasons, exotic missions, cinematics.
So just stuff that's not on other.
This will be on Spotify soon enough. All the Bungie soundtracks are on Spotify.
Yeah. But they're compressed versions. If you want the uncompressed version, you have to buy it. And because I don't get bonus emblems, I'm not going to put this on the loyalty store. That's the only reason I buy extra.
Yeah, I actually went to the Bungie store in order to get the current emblem, and I was like, I'm just going to buy this, and I saw no emblems for this. I'm like, what is this bullshit? I want my emblem for buying things, Bungie.
This one has the sepulchromatic emblem if you put it in your...
I already have that one.
Oh, what one are you talking... Or... You just expected there to be another one?
Yeah.
Like I did?
I was going to give you the code. I was going to buy the emblem. I was going to give you the code. They said no emblem. I was all, fuck this. I'll just listen to it on Spotify then.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. I thought the same way. I clicked it. Because you go buy any other soundtrack right now, it always has a bonus emblem. Including this week's seasonal, or this seasonal one, whatever the seasonal one is, plus a bonus one. This one doesn't. It's just dog shit. There is a charity that the Bungie Foundation is doing. Who are these people? National Disability Employment. There's a neat emblem, but I'm doing Extra Life fundraising right now, so donate to Extra Life. Yeah, I said what I said. Extra Life. No, the emblem's cool. If you want to go donate $10 to the Bungie Foundation campaign, go find the links on the TWAB.
But if you want to give to children, sick children charity, the link is in the chat. It's better. Yeah, so we're gonna have a 48-hour stream too. We officially unlocked it the other day, so look forward to November 8th and 9th. 48-hour extra life stream. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be awesome. I don't know what we're playing yet or how many. Look up for the signups. There's gonna be signups. Yeah, coming. Yeah. Soon. All right. Nothing else is in here that I care about. That was fun.
That's the show, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the show. You watched it. You hung out. We had a blast. Thank you so much for watching episode 126 of This Week at Shrouded. I was your host, A Greener. Thanks so much, Mr. Wrecked, for being here. You've been legendary.
Hey, that's me.
Keep an eye out for Clan Wars results coming soon to a theater near you. Yeah, you guys got a couple days left to get in your monthlies, and then it's the end. We changed it, by the way. Top 3 clans are going to get merchandise. Da, 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 da. Everyone else gets nothing. Da, 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 da. Top 1 clan is still getting bonus merch for their top performers. 2 and 3 are not. You'll have to buy it. Get fucked. Just kidding. Love you. Mwah. All right. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. We'll be back next week with another episode of This Week at Shrouded.
Bye.
Bye.